Hi everyone, in this video we will discuss few questions from gluconeogenesis. So the first question is define gluconeogenesis, name the gluconeogenic substrate. It's a 2-mark question. So glucose is a carbohydrate. So by definition, gluconeogenesis is the formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate substrate. So a non-carbohydrate substrate is converted into glucose. That is gluconeogenesis. The second part is name the gluconeogenic substrate. So just write this for substrate. The first one is lactate, that is the major substrate for gluconeogenesis. The second one is glucogenic amino acid. So all amino acid except leucine is glucogenic. The third component is, the third substrate is propionyl CoA. So propionyl CoA is produced by the metabolism of short-chain fatty acid, also the metabolism of valine, isoleucine and threonine. And the fourth substrate is glycerol. And the second question is glucose alanine cycle. It's a 3-mark question. So glucose alanine cycle, it is also known as Cahill cycle. So during starvation there will be excessive catabolism of muscle protein, and this catabolism produces individual amino acid. The major amino acid concerned in gluconeogenesis is the alanine. So this alanine is secreted into the blood, and through this blood that alanine reaches the liver, and this alanine is one of the gluconeogenic substrates. So within the liver that alanine is converted into glucose through gluconeogenesis. So once this alanine is converted into glucose, that glucose is secreted into the blood, and through this blood that glucose again reaches the skeletal muscle where it is used for the energy purpose. So that conversion of alanine into glucose and glucose into alanine, that is known as glucose alanine cycle or Cahill cycle. So while writing this question, just draw this diagram: muscle and liver, and this alanine is glucose is transported through the blood. There is another similar cycle that is known as glucose lactate cycle or Cori cycle. So during anaerobic metabolism, it will produces the muscle produces lactate, and that lactate is secreted into the blood, and through the blood that lactate reaches the liver, and this lactate is also another substrate for gluconeogenesis. So that lactate is converted into glucose through gluconeogenesis. So once the formation is completed, that glucose is again secreted into the blood, and through this blood that glucose reaches the skeletal muscle where it is used for the energy purpose. So that pathway is known as Cori cycle. So here also just draw this picture. And the third question is a essay question. Trace the pathway of gluconeogenesis starting from alanine. Mention the key enzymes and how they are regulated. So here you should write gluconeogenic pathway starting from alanine. So you should know how this alanine is converted into pyruvate. So conversion of alanine into pyruvate, that reaction is known as transamination reaction. So alanine is converted into pyruvate, and it is mediated by alanine aminotransferase. And all transamination reaction, the coenzyme molecule is vitamin B6 or pyridoxal phosphate. So just write this enzyme and coenzyme. That is alanine into pyruvate, and it is mediated by alanine aminotransferase with the help of pyridoxal phosphate. Then you should just write the following pathway, that is conversion of pyruvate into glucose. So just draw this flowchart in your essay question. So if the question is how this methionine, valine and isoleucine is converted into glucose through gluconeogenesis, then the pathway is different. That metabolism of methionine, isoleucine and valine produces succinyl CoA, and succinyl CoA is an intermediate in TCA cycle, and it is converted into oxaloacetate. And the key enzymes of gluconeogenesis. So in glycolysis there are 3 irreversible steps. So we need some enzymes to overcome these irreversible reactions of the glycolysis. So one of the reaction is reaction mediated by pyruvate kinase. Pyruvate kinase, that the enzyme catalyzes the last reaction in glycolysis, that is phosphoenol pyruvate into pyruvate. So that reaction is reversed with the help of 2 enzymes. One is pyruvate carboxylase, the second one is phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase. So these 2 enzymes together mediate the conversion of pyruvate into phosphoenol pyruvate. So these are the 2 key enzymes in gluconeogenesis. The third key enzyme is the reaction mediated by fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase mediate the conversion of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate into fructose 6-phosphate. So this enzyme mediates the release of one phosphate molecule from fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. And the fourth key enzyme is glucose 6-phosphatase. So this enzyme mediates the release of phosphate molecule from glucose 6-phosphate. So it will produce glucose molecule. So these are the 4 key enzymes of gluconeogenesis. The number 1 is pyruvate carboxylase, the second one is phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase, and the third one is fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase, and the fourth one is glucose 6-phosphatase. And in essay question, just write this heading, that is significance of gluconeogenesis. What are the significance of gluconeogenesis? The first thing is this gluconeogenesis has to maintain the normal blood glucose level. And there are certain tissues in our body like neuronal cell, RBC, kidney, lung. Tissues prefer glucose as the metabolic fuel. So during the time of starvation, this glucose molecule is provided by gluconeogenesis. So that is one of the significance of gluconeogenesis. And just write this heading, that is where it is takes place. That is the site of gluconeogenesis. So the major tissue which perform gluconeogenesis is liver, and the other tissue is renal cortex. And regarding organelle, it takes place in both mitochondria and in cytoplasm. Because of first reaction, that is reaction mediated by pyruvate carboxylase, that takes place in mitochondria, because that pyruvate carboxylase enzyme is present in mitochondria, and the remaining reaction takes place in cytoplasm. And in the essay question, just write this heading also, substrate for gluconeogenesis, and just write all these substrate. Number 1, lactate, the second one, glucogenic amino acid, and the third one, propionyl CoA, and the fourth one, glycerol. And in the essay question, just mention about the reaction mediated by the key enzymes of gluconeogenesis. So the first enzyme is pyruvate carboxylase. That enzyme is present in mitochondria, and that enzyme mediates carboxylation of pyruvate, and it will produce oxaloacetate. That is the reaction mediated by pyruvate carboxylase enzyme. And the second enzyme is phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase. That enzyme mediates the conversion of oxaloacetate into phosphoenol pyruvate. So the net effect of these two reactions is just the conversion of pyruvate into phosphoenol pyruvate. And the third key enzyme is fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase. It releases one phosphate group from fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. So it will produce a fructose 6-phosphate molecule. And the fourth key enzyme is glucose 6-phosphatase. So it will produce a free glucose molecule from glucose 6-phosphate. Important thing is that enzyme is active in liver, and that glucose 6-phosphatase enzyme is absent in skeletal muscle. And the last part of this essay question, that is regulation of gluconeogenesis. So while writing this regulation, just write these subheadings. The first one is allosteric regulation, the second subheading hormonal regulation, the third one regulation by covalent modification, and fourth one regulation by compartmentalization. So all these headings are important. So the first one, allosteric regulation. So the major allosteric regulator is acetyl-CoA, and this acetyl-CoA is an allosteric activator of the first key enzyme of this pathway, that is pyruvate carboxylase. So acetyl-CoA, it is a marker of starvation. So during starvation, that will promote the catabolism. So the catabolism of metabolic fuel produces more acetyl-CoA. So whenever there is more acetyl-CoA, that acetyl-CoA activate pyruvate carboxylase enzyme. So that will promote gluconeogenesis. That is all regarding allosteric regulation. The second one is hormonal regulation. So the important thing is all hormones produce hyperglycemia except insulin. So insulin is the only one hormone which produces hypoglycemia. So all hormones activate the enzymes of gluconeogenesis except insulin. So the major hormones are glucagon, glucocorticoids, and other steroid hormones. Whereas insulin inactivates the enzymes of gluconeogenesis. And the third one, that is regulation by covalent modification. Here the important thing is those enzymes which are activated by insulin are active in dephosphorylated state. So insulin regulated or insulin mediated enzymes are active in dephosphorylated state. So in case of a gluconeogenesis, all enzymes are inactive under the influence of insulin. So all these enzymes are active in phosphorylated state. So enzymes of gluconeogenesis are active under phosphorylated state, and these enzymes are inactive in dephosphorylated state. In case of glycolysis, all these enzymes are activated under the presence of insulin. So all these enzymes of glycolysis are active under the presence of insulin. So all the glycolytic enzymes are active in dephosphorylated state and they are inactive in phosphorylated state. Whereas in gluconeogenesis, all the gluconeogenic enzymes are they are inactive under the presence of insulin. So they are active in phosphorylated state. And the last one, that is regulation by compartmentalization. In gluconeogenesis, this reaction takes place in both cytoplasm and mitochondria, because the first enzyme or first reaction takes place in mitochondria, because the pyruvate carboxylase enzyme, that enzyme is present only in mitochondria. So that's all regarding regulation of gluconeogenesis. So that's complete all the points related to gluconeogenesis. Thank you.